Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I'm excited to share with you a first look at the Jyske Division, a new Danish division available in the upcoming LANDJUT DLC. Let's jump on in. Just a note, what you see today is a work in progress and therefore subject to change. We're going to go through all of the units and I'll put together a quick deck. So starting here with the logistics tab, we have the LARO Commando, which is pretty standard sort of Jeep command vehicle, although it is very fast. 100 km per hour on road, 90 km per hour off road, 4 health, 80 points, 3 on a card. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's probably what you're going to be taking most of the time. Then we have the M113A1 KSM, which is very cheap, 40 points, but you only get 2 on a card. You've got 10 health, you've got a machine gun, not going to help you very much, honestly, if it gets found. But 55 km per hour off road, 75 km per hour on road. It's lackluster at best. Then we have the Bedford MJ2P supply. Pretty standard, good supply truck. 90 km per hour on road, 65 km per hour off road is pretty nice. 40 points, 6 on a card. Or you have the MD Jupiter, which is the 1500 supply. 90 km per hour on road still, but 60 km per hour off road, so slightly slower off road. 50 points, 4 on a card. I think just having like a mix of these would be nice. And then there is also the option of a fob. Moving on to the infantry, we have an MG team, the MG3. This can come in with the LARO card there. We've got the 50 cal as a team available as well. Then there is the military police. They do have the military police trait as well as the security trait, which increases their optics when stationary. And you can also bring them in with one of the really cool cars. Nice Volkswagen there, which also has the military police trait, so you can use that separately to provide it for vehicles. That's generally what I like to use these little vehicles for if I have them. Then we have the Panzervereinsgruppe. I'm going to absolutely butcher these names, I apologize. This is a double AT squad. It has 2 Carl Gustav M2s with that 16 pen, 750 meter range, 55% accuracy, decent AT weapon. 6-man squad though can let them down as they can get killed off very quickly. Transports are Bedford and the M113. Then we have the infantry. So this is just a standard 8-man squad. You have the submachine gun. You got 6 of these rifles. The GVM75, which looks like a G3. And then we've got the MG M62, which I assume is like an MG3. There's different designations. M72A3 law as your AT. For 35 points, I don't think that's too bad. And your transport's just the truck. So this is a pretty cheap squad to be able to bring in. Although you only have 1 card of them, but 10 on a card otherwise. Then we have the Ingenieur. Okay, yeah. I butchered that. I guess engineers. These guys have 3 submachine guns with a Carl Gustav M2 and a smoke grenade. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, the fact they only have 3 strength is lackluster. They will get killed by a stray artillery shell, so that's not ideal. Then you have your engineers here. They've got the 7 G3s and then the MG 3 and then a Carl Gustav HE. So you've got HE rounds in that thing, which is kind of cool. It's probably not going to be crazy effective at 0.84 HE, but something to look out for. Definitely an interesting squad. And then we've got the 50-point engineer here with the law and the satchel charge. So nice combination actually, having both AT and a satchel. You got 7 G3s and an MG there as well, with the shock trait. Yeah, this engineer unit looking very cool. This one also very cool. Liking the engineers a lot. Then we have the Panzer Infantry Führer. I guess the Führer is the leader part of the name. 3 submachine guns, 4 G3s and an MG with the red eye. So it has some AA in the leader. I like 8 strength. I don't like that it doesn't have smoke. That's a little sad. But it does have IFE infantry trait, and I assume the mechanized infantry here do as well. So 8-man squad, same setup, 7 rifles, 1 machine gun, and the cargo stuff M2 with an M113. Although the M113 itself doesn't have the mech infantry trait at the moment, at least, or IFE infantry trait, which would be kind of nice to have on the M113 to make that usable. Then we have the Jaeger. These guys are your special forces. They've got 4 submachine guns, like MP5s. They've got like a mini-me MG. They've got a sniper. I'm not sure what the sniper is, but it's like FSG M85. I can't remember the actual name of that. And then the M72 Law. These can be forward deployed with airborne trait. Then they have shock trait and special forces. So will be really nice at the start of the game to spread out. But you only get 3 on a card. They're forced in at elite. So you'll have a limited number of those. It'll be maximum 6 at the start of the game. And then ITOs are your AT option in the infantry tab. So a very interesting infantry tab, honestly. I like the engineers a lot. I think these are going to be fun to use. Then we've got some reasonable infantry that is quite cheap. So yeah, the infantry tab's looking okay. Then we got 81mm mortar. 81mm mortar in the M113. We got the M109A3. It's really cool how they've remodeled this to have like the sort of bins on the sides. Pretty cool. And then the 155mm, so 25 kilometer range with 3.1 HE. It's going to be okay if it directly hits, but it's one of those things where it's not going to be as good as the 203 counterpart, generally speaking, I don't think. Because whilst this is going to hit more often, this, when it hits, is doing way more damage. It's like 4.5 damage is huge. 17 kilometers is limited in range, but long enough that you can hit the mark. I love, again, how they've remodeled these or repainted them so they have the Danish markings. Very, very cool. All right, moving on, we have the tank tab. So M113 PNMK. So it's got the 25mm autocannon on top. This could be pretty good. 4 penetration, 1,750 meter range. It's going to be like similar, I assume, to like a Bushmaster, but 65% actually, maybe a little bit more powerful. Yep, kind of nice for 35 points. Then we have, it also has the IFE infantry trait. Okay, so you can use this with the infantry here in order to benefit from that IFE infantry trait, which is the unit or infantry specifically take less suppression in combat when near an infantry fighting vehicle. So when they're nearby these things, they're going to be able to do or take less suppression, which is cool. We have the Laro with the ITO. And then there's the M113 with a TOW2, which is okay, but the fact that they only have Manioka stealth often gets these killed before they are too effective. We have the Centurion Mark V in this case with the leader trait. So it's a nice sort of vehicle to act as a stubborn leader that will be harder to kill. I do really like the model on this, it's nice, it looks very crisp. And then we've got the standard Mark V variant. So this is where you really see the stats. So 14 penetration, 1,925 meter range, 45% accuracy. Like the gun is limited. 10 front armor, weak machine guns. I guess a 50 cal is okay, but the 30 cal is not really going to be doing anything. Kind of slow off-road, really slow actually, 35 kilometers per hour. 75 kilometers per hour on-road, that's okay. For 65 points, I think it's alright. It's not going to be like crazy. It might get some good efficiency in 1v1, but in 10v10s and team games, I think it's just going to get slaughtered. This one, however, with the extra little bit of penetration, does make a big difference. So we've got 17 pen at 1,925 meter range. You've got less rate of fire, though. These are actually have pretty high rate of fire now I look at it. 12 round per minute rate of fire. So that's not bad at all. Yeah, now I'm actually rating that a lot higher. This gun, whilst it does more penetration, will be better for ambushing because the rate of fire is not as good. Armor otherwise stays the same, but you've got better machine guns here. Interesting. Like, if you could have an MG3 and a 50 cal on this unit with the fast firing gun, that would be great. Although there's more HE on this gun, so I don't know. It's an interesting sort of trade-off for sure. Then we have the Leopard 1. So this has the L7A3. So more penetration, more accuracy. I think it's more base accuracy on the gun by far than the L7A1. Yeah, so you got an extra 10% accuracy there, extra penetration, more motion accuracy. Less armor though. Yeah, that will make them very vulnerable to AGMs. So you got to be watching out for that. But otherwise, yeah, another really cool looking leader unit. I love the models. The models just get better and better with every DLC. They look so clean. Very nice. Then we have the Leopard 1A5 DK again, looking very cool. This has the L7A3, but with 2,275 meter range. So the penetration is technically the same, but it can fire further because of range scaling. So bear in mind that every, I think it's 275 meter range or something, you get closer to the enemy, you gain 1 penetration. Or so it says here on the tooltip that it's every 100 meters it increases by 1. But I guess that would be correct if that was 19 before or 18 before. Yeah, kind of close enough. Regardless, strong tank, 115 points, double MG3, nice, looks clean. Moving on to the Recon, we've got the Speeder 3-man squad with very good optics, double MG team for 20 points. Interesting. Useful for sort of spreading around. You got 7 availability on these. Then you've got Speeder with Carl Gustav M2. So you got a little bit of AT capability for 30 points, 6 on a card. There's 2 cards of each of these as well. And then we got the Panzer Speeder, which is a 10-man squad with 9 rifles, MG, and Carl Gustav. This is very nice. It also has the IFE infantry trait. M113 comes with smoke. Also has good optics. This is a nice combination. And if you have these troops alongside this M113 with the 25mm, that could be a really nasty combination. Then we got the MPR M67. Unfortunately, can't show you too much more about that. And then we got the OH6 with the very good optics. So cheap recon helicopter, 4 on a card, 2 cards available. Then we've got the SEP VLK, which has 6 strength. So 6 submachine guns, M72 law, and smoke grenade. They have special forces trait, airborne trait, and GSR trait. So GSR trait is extra optics when not moving. They already have very good optics. They'll have exceptional optics when stationary. I don't expect them to be good combat units, even with special forces trait. But it is a very good recon. And then we've got the M41, which has recon, so very good optics, 15 penetration with 2,275 meter range, 60% accuracy. Interesting. That is like a sniper of a recon tank, but it is extremely weak in terms of armor. These are going to be kind of frustrating to deal with. Recon tanks are always super scary because they can spot their targets from a mile away, and in this case can engage them too. So that's a solid vehicle, and it looks gorgeous actually. Again, I mean, I'm not a big fan of M41s, but like the model itself is so cool. It's so detailed. Very, very nice. Then we have the Hamlet, which is just a red eye squad. So really terrible AA here. 35% accuracy. You almost always want to 2-vet these, I think. Then there's a Bofors as your AA. There's 6 on a card, 2 cards available, 35 points. They're okay. They're better than they used to be. And then you got Eyehawks. So yeah, pretty good AA, to be honest. Even repainted to have a Denmark symbol on it. Pretty cool. Yeah, 9 HE, really strong AA, but you will want to make sure you move these after they fire. AA tab, really, really kind of scary, especially against helicopters, but otherwise you're probably good against aircraft. We have the Fennec, which has the TOW 2. It's decent AT helicopter, honestly. Will be handy to have for sure. These are great for when people overextend their armor or like push very deep into your lines. You can pick off units very easily with these TOW 2s. And then finally the air tab. And we have ourselves the Draken. So the F-35WD-NS, which is just a rocket variant of the Draken. It looks super cool. A very, very awesome aircraft, this is. It's good to see it finally in WARNO. You get loads of Hydra rockets, double autocannon on it as well, the double Aiden 30mm, 1,125 km/h speed, 30% ECM as well. This is going to be a nasty, nasty rocket plane, especially in 1v1s. I think it's going to suffer in team games because there's usually a lot of saturation of air, anti-air. So these have to dive to their target, and any aircraft that has to dive on its target in team games usually gets shot down pretty easily. F-16. This comes with 2 AIM-9Ls, 2 AIM-9Ns. Both are fire and forget missiles. One has less damage and slightly less range. So not going to make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things with those being different. It just means that I guess you need 2 to hit from, you need like 1 AIM-9L and then 2 AIM-9Ns to hit to actually kill something, like an enemy aircraft, I guess. It's a bit rough. Yeah, I guess it does make a big difference now I think about it, because you're going to have to get almost like 3 missiles on target. 200 points though, not exactly very expensive. And then you've got the AA2 variant, which is just a straight upgrade. You get more AIM-9Ls. So actually, I say more. You do get more AIM-9Ls, but you also only get 2 missiles instead of 4 on the second pylons. So you got 4 AIM-9Ls instead of 2 AIM-9Ls and 4 AIM-9Ns. This is anti-heli, probably then, with the AIM-9Ns. 4 HE, going to be good enough to take down helis quite easily. Because like 2 hits from an AIM-9N is a kill, then plus a burst from the Vulcan is fine. Whereas this is more like a air-to-air. And then you've got the F-16 AA3, which has better accuracy on its F-16 or on its AIM-9s. So I guess it's just an upgraded Seeker on those. Interesting. Then we got the F-16 AAT, which is 2 Maverick missiles for 225 points. It's actually a pretty nice deal, especially since they're fire and forget. 30% ECM, 30 AP, 55% accuracy. There's F-16 cluster, comes with 10 Rockeye 2s. Very nice loadout. Again, 30% ECM on all of these, 1,100 km/h speed. You've got the HE variant, which comes with 4 bombs, and the Rockeye there with the 6 cluster and 2 HE bombs. So nice mixed loadout. I'm not a huge fan of mixed loadouts in general. I like the fact that you've got like the HE and cluster separate, and this is a decent amount of cluster. If this dives, anything's dead. If it doesn't dive, then things might survive, but it's still a decent amount of damage for sure. Alright, well that's all of the units. Let's go ahead and put together a quick deck. So we'll start here. I'm probably just going to put the Lador Commando in. And we'll probably use tanks otherwise. I'll probably just put like the Centurion Mark 5 and a Leopard in there, and we'll probably have like 1 infantry leader maybe. Otherwise it's going to be something like this. I don't know if I'm going to actually bring in a FOB, because I don't think we're going to have that much artillery, although the artillery tab is kind of cheap on activation points. So maybe that is a way to do it, but I could just go like extra MD Jupiters. Right, in this tab, the leaders actually kind of suck, don't they? We'll definitely bring in both of the forward deploys. We'll definitely bring in both of the AT. Then it's going to be engineers for sure. Both of those. I don't know if I want to uphead them. Maybe. We're definitely going to bring in plenty of these. And those are going to be upheaded. And maybe some military police would be nice. Just for the trait. Mortar-wise, we'll take some mortars in half tracks. Not half tracks, just in M113, sorry. M109, decent. We'll probably take the big boy and some M109s. Right, tank tab, definitely going to bring the M113s. Tank tab here is a little bit light, so maybe what I'm doing is M113 in the logistics tab. And we drop the Leopard 1DK here. Because I definitely want these M113s. I'm probably going to bring these Centurions. I think they're good rate of fire. And then we want the range from the Leopard 1A5 DK. I think if we're going to go 1,900 meter range, like having the ones with the high rate of fire is like so much more preferable. So we'll probably do it something like that. Because veterancy on these is also going to scale really well. We've already got really high rate of fire. Definitely bringing in these recon tanks. We probably want the GSR trait infantry. Probably want some helicopters. And then I would really like both squads of these if I can fit them. I don't know if I can. We'll bring them in the recon M113s. Both cards of Ihawks for sure. Might even upvet them. Bofors and AA there. Fennec. And then air tab. We'll try out the Draken. We'll bring probably the upgraded F-16. And then cluster HE 80. I would like. But it don't fit. It doesn't fit. Okay. Well, this is a little awkward. Maybe I can drop some of these, and we can pop the AT version in there as well. I don't know if I need that many F-16s, because the infantry tab might be a little bit light here. What would I drop in order to... It would have to be from here. Maybe these helicopters aren't necessary, and we just run with some extra infantry. That way I can bring that extra unit. And these all have cargo stuff M2s anyway. I'm thinking of just bringing like the cheap infantry here. Or we could bring those. We'll bring these ones and I'll outbet them so they hit the mark. Cool. That'll do. These can all be in Bedfords. Engineers, kind of tempted to put them in M13s. They're a bit more resilient on the way. And they're all like kind of cheap, to be honest. I might just bring them all in M113s. Just because abundance of 50 cals is never necessarily a bad thing for mowing down infantry range. And you're basically going to be using these guys at the beginning. I'll probably put some of these in trucks as well. We have some in trucks, some in... because that's going to be opener. Is always going to be that recon, really. And the special forces. So yeah, really cool division. And I'll be making sure to show you guys the second Danish division as soon as I can. So yeah, let's just save that and then I'll show you it as a whole. There was that one recon unit that we're not allowed to show you at the moment, so just bear that in mind. Keep an eye on the dev blogs where they're giving you more information about that one. But otherwise, the Jyske Division and my poor pronunciations. Great. Hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the Danish units in this new division that will be coming soon in the LANDJUT DLC. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.